Okay, hello, I'm back, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to create your links page. Now, early in the semester and also on your project handout, I made a comment about how you needed to keep track of all of the links that you use to obtain the imagery, the content, and everything that you've pretty much used in your website that you did not create. So, in other words, if you borrowed or appropriated anybody else's work, you have to create a citation just like you would if you wrote a paper inside your website stating the location and the author of that content. Okay, and that's what the links page is going to be filled with. I have an example here of one that I'm going to use for this demonstration. I pretty much have created all the content that I have in my website myself. So I am the author and I don't really need to have a citations page. However, on the project you're working on, more than likely in all of the cases, everybody has found and located images on the internet, scanned things from books, use other people's data, other people's writings, all of that information that you borrowed from other locations on the internet. You're going to need to create a citation letting the viewers of your website know where to locate more information on those particular either images or text content and what have you. It's just like kind of writing a book. Or think of this website as almost like a book report where you have to go out and find a famous person, write a book report. Well, you generally have to do a citations or a bibliography page, and this is pretty much the same thing. However, we have some tools that will help you here at DCCD to create a bibliography page, and I'm going to show you those tools now. You can sort of see here I've created these links using that tool, and what it does is it gives you all of the information. Well, it doesn't give you all the information. You basically give it the information, and it acts like a wizard. And what it does is it creates a citation based on all the information that you give it. So I'm going to jump in and kind of go through it with you and sort of go through how we should use that information in your websites. Okay, so I'm going to go over to the browser here, and I'm going to open up a couple of things. First, I'm going to go to the Northlake homepage. So you're going to need to go to the Northlake homepage to get started with creating your citations. And on the homepage, you have a link to the library here. So click that link to the library, and under that library link, you have a link here to the online database. And once you get into this page here, this kind of brings you into the district. You have access to something called Noodle Tools. So I want you to click the Noodle Tools, and it's going to ask you to log in to the district web page. And in order to log in, you have to type your first and last name, and this is going to be your student ID. Okay, so we're going to log in to this service is only available to students at Northlake. Okay, now at this point you may have to stop the video because you're not seeing probably what I'm seeing right now. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to log out of this so that you can kind of see. Go to the beginning here, so you can sort of see how to. How do I log out of this thing? Oh, right here, sign out. Okay, so you're probably seeing this page right here. And in order to get into this service, you have to create an account. So you will have to go and create an account before you go any further. So you'll create a new user registration account first in order to get into the Noodle Tools. Once you create your account, you can go ahead and get in here. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and get in here. Sign in. Okay, so in here, I have been using this for quite some time because it's such a wonderful tool, but basically what I require you to do is set up all your citations in the MLA style, okay? And this feature is going to help you do it, all right? Now, what I've done over here is I've created a bunch of projects that I've done in the past. When I was in grad school, I was using this. I had a 10-page paper. I was using this. It's just a great tool for creating citations, especially if you have a teacher who's a stickler about every little thing when it comes to citations. But you're going to need to create a project, all right, to get started in here. And I already got some projects started, so you're going to have to create a project. But when you go into the, once you create your project, so we'll go ahead and we'll do one for the purposes of this demo. I'll go ahead and create a new project. And it's going to ask you what kind of project do you want to start with. Well, make sure that the MLA style citation is selected, because I'd like you to use MLA style citations. And make sure that it's a starter project. And you can give it a description here, and you can just call this, you know, my web class citations. Okay, and create a project. All right, once you get in here and you create a project, now you can get started with creating citations. So to get started doing that, you want to click on Works Cited down here. And it will bring you to a place where you can choose an option up the top. What kind of work are you trying to cite? And in most cases, you're probably going to be citing a website. So select website and hit Create Citation. Okay, and I think this is an ad. You can just continue through this. You don't want anything here. Don't buy anything. You just want to continue. Okay, and it brings up this wizard. I call it a citation wizard. It's kind of nice because you can basically use this as a resource to create the citation. So basically I have this image over here that I used in my website. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend you use this image in your website. And you captured this URL at the top here. Okay, because you are using it. Okay, so I've got this image. I used it in my website. And I have this URL captured in my text document. So over here, remember this text document that you've been using to populate your website? Maybe at the end you have an area where you have all your citations. I don't have any citations because I said I created all my own content, but you probably will. So you'll have a whole list of citations, or at least you'll have websites, website URLs listed here, okay? So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to that website, because you're going to need to find information about your citation from that website. So I put that citation link in up here, and I'm on that page here. Okay, so basically you have these citations that are in URL format. You want to take that URL and actually go to that web link and bring up that page. And that's what I have here, is the web link. Okay. Now back over here in Noodle, I am going to answer the question. So it's asking me name of the website. So back here I have to look, and it's Wikipedia. So I'm going to go ahead and type in Wikipedia as the name of my website. So let's come back to the Noodle here and do Wikipedia. Okay. Publisher of the source. So let's go back and look. Let's see who's the publisher here. Okay, so apparently here is some source information about that image. The author, publisher is this Zephyrus. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and back over here in my Noodle, I'm going to put the publisher is that. Okay, most recent date of access. That would generally, this is populated with today's date, and that's fine. Date of publication. Oops. Sorry, let's go back to here. Oh, it's here. Okay. Let's go ahead and select this. April 26th, 2011. Back to my noodle. So this is going to be April 26th, 2011 here. Okay. And then this is going to be that special URL that you have in your site, in your text document. Or it could be the same URL that you're on right here in the web page, either one. You select that URL and come back over here to Noodle and paste that URL in here. Okay. Now, sometimes you won't have all the information in here. Like, for instance, contributors, I don't really know. If it's a actual online book or it's an article that you're reading, you may want to put the name of the article. In this case, I don't have any of that information. For the most part, if you fill out the top half of this, you're pretty set to go. In this case, it was just an image. Okay, I'm going to hit submit. And voila, it gives me a citation. Okay, and it's all set to go. It's got all the italics in the right place. It has all the punctuation in the right place. It has the URL. Everything is just looking dandy. I'm very happy. So once you make that citation, you select it here and you copy it, Command C or Control C, and then you come over here to your links page. Okay, I'm going to put this into the work mode, and I have some in here already, and I'm going to go ahead and paste it in. All right, so notice I have pasted it in. Now, a couple things you want to keep in mind here, and that has happened to me. First of all, if you have a situation like this where you have a really long URL, you see how these URLs are really long? You have to make sure that the URL is on one line. So you see how it broke it into 2 or 3 lines here? I have to go ahead and remove some of the spaces until I bring that URL all the way up and have it connect with the rest of the URL, because otherwise the link will not work. Okay, so that's why I had to kind of merge these up. So make sure that you keep that URL on one line. The next thing you want to do is select the URL once you've got it on one line and copy it. And you're going to come down here and make a hyperlink out of it. All right, so down here in the properties bar, down here you have this link option here. You're going to go ahead, put your cursor in there, and you're going to paste that URL inside the link area. And notice what happens up here. It turns that link into a hyperlink. All right. So now if I wanted to save this page, let's go ahead and save and take this out to the internet in Chrome. Okay. If I click on this link, it's going to take me to that web page that I was just using as a reference. Okay, so this will be what you're going to do for all the images and all of the text content that's located inside your website. All right, so back here, more than likely you're going to end up with a lengthy links page. And I will tell you now that if you have a lot of resources and a lot of text content in your website, you're going to have a pretty lengthy links page. Now, you're going to need to make sure that you do all of the hyperlinks on all these. So I need to come in here and select all of these, copy and paste these down here and make them hyperlinks. So I'll have to come in and do all of these. You kind of see here. You're also going to need to make sure that you check all of your links to make sure that they work. So I've gone ahead and I've done those. So I'm going to go ahead, port it out to the browser, save, and I'm going to go ahead and check to make sure. Okay, there that is. Okay, this one, we checked that one already. That one's working. This one, that's another web page. Okay, so you're going to need to create clickable citations. So this goes a little bit further than your typical bibliography in that you just cite the sources and you type them out. You actually need to make them clickable since you're doing a website. chances are that your links page will suffice for your page that needs to activate a scroll bar. I haven't done enough of them here, but if I do another 10 citations, chances are I'm going to get past this fold line here and the browser is going to pop up with a scroll bar, and you will meet the requirement of having at least one page in your site that activates a scroll bar. Okay? All right, so that's the links that you'll need to do. What is the other thing? The Noodlebib, go back to Noodlebib here, is a really great resource. You could do many different types of citations in here. Let's see, that's the other one. It's this one. Okay, notice up here, if you have a citation from a book, you can do a book citation here, a magazine, a photo or an image. Chances are most of what you're doing is going to be a website where you found an image and so on. So if you have any questions, you can post any questions you have in creating your links in the week 12 problems and solutions. And other than that, it shouldn't be too bad, other than it's going to take a bit of time for you to create all these citations and then to create the web page with that. So make sure while you're doing this that if I put this into live mode, you can sort of see how the formatting is matching the formatting of the rest of my website. So make sure that you have the proper formatting set up and that everything is working. Also, in addition, make sure that you have a header at the top indicating that it's the links page. You can see here that even though I'm on the links page here, I still have the words, the title header called links, so that the viewer knows that they're on the links page. Other than that, I guess that wraps up this quick little demonstration on making citations in the MLA format using Noodlebib. All right, good luck.